I was kissing a lot of fans on the lips.
Do you remember Shane Dawson?
I didn't know 12-year-olds develop that fast. Shake your more. Give her a lap dance.
Why is it when somebody looks at naked baby on Google and you're to it, they can get arrested? I don't understand that.
The guy who got demonetized by YouTube, dropped by every brand, and lost nearly 1 million subscribers. Most creators would be finished, but Shane discovered something that the internet doesn't love to talk about. When you lose all of your casual fans, what's left is a cult, and cults pay better than general audiences ever did. This is the loyalty loop that survives cancellation. Before we dive in, I need you guys to understand this thing called the Specificity Stack, which is the 3 layers that I believe every creator uses to build loyalty, whether they know it or not. Layer 1 is called the surface self. This is the publicly legible identity. In the first era of Shane Dawson, this is his comedian era. Layer 2 is called documented tension, and this is the sort of tension that your audience tracks over multiple videos, a recurring contradiction of sorts. And for Shane, I feel like it was, I will entertain at any means necessary. And this made boundary pushing a part of his core DNA. Layer 3 is called the irreducible detail, and this is sort of the only moment that this creator can create. For Shane, it's the Will Smith video, it's the Jake Paul series, it's the Tanner series, it's the Jeffree Star merger. So let's sit back and see how the Specificity Stack built one of the most parasocial bonds on YouTube. Shane started in 2008 doing sketch comedy. He would do blackface characters,
speak for yourself, girl,
offensive humor, and like edgy jokes.
Ooh, yeah.
And that was the tension, the contradiction that would already be established in his content. I will push boundaries for views. And the audience contract was simple. Shane is edgy. That's just who he is. But here's what people miss. He was layering liabilities. Every sketch, every podcast joke about.
No, she was like the skinny little 6-year-old.
Every racist character just became an archive. He was trading short-term growth for long-term risk. The documented tension was working. The audience loved edgy Shane, but that same content that would build Shane would eventually destroy him. By 2015, Shane Dawson had a problem. Sketch comedy was dying, his growth has plateaued, and he needed to evolve. He pivoted into conspiracy theories and long-form documentaries, effectively changing his layer 1, his surface layer, from edgy comedian to empathetic truth seeker. But here's the interesting thing. He kept that documented tension of I will entertain by any means necessary. I'll do anything for entertainment didn't disappear, it got repackaged. Now instead of doing racist jokes, he was platforming really dangerous conspiracy theories. He was framing Jake Paul as a sociopath and doing these like empathetic documentaries that bordered on emotional exploitation. And the audience bought it because he gave them a redemption narrative. Old Shane was a character. This is the new Shane, the vulnerable Shane. And this is what I call the falsifiable redemption narrative. It's a story with checkable terms, and if those terms turn out to be false, then the entire contract just collapses. 2018 to 2019 was arguably Shane Dawson's peak. TanaCon, Jake Paul, Jeffree Star, millions of views, insane engagement. He had perfected the loyalty loop, and the audience was invested. They defended him viciously. Attacking Shane meant attacking their friend's transformation, but there was a pattern that the audience hadn't caught on to yet. He did this with Tanner, with Jeffree Star, Jake Paul. Extract, exploit, walk away, clean. For fuck's sake, the conspiracy palette with Jeffree Star sold over 1.1 million units. Shane was absolutely untouchable. But then the audience started to notice the pattern. So it's June of 2020. Everyone's still sort of inside, wants to have a hot girl summer, but doesn't really know what to do. Online space is booming. And because the online space is booming, the Will Smith video resurfaces. Shane is making gestures toward an 11-year-old. And then Jada Pinkett tweets to Shane Dawson, I'm done with the excuses. That was the kill shot. Shane's entire redemption narrative was old Shane is just a character I played. New Shane is real. But the Willow video wasn't a sketch. It was unscripted. It was the real Shane doing the exact dark shit that old Shane would do. The falsifiable redemption narrative was falsified. Shane then posts this 20-minute apology video called Taking Accountability. He admitted to blackface and even said that he should lose everything, but it was too late. The audience suddenly saw the pattern. The TanaCon documentary was just him defending his friend. The Jake Paul documentary was just exploitation. Jeffree Star was absolved of his sins. And with all that, the old videos that were popping up were unfortunately a liability cluster. The documented tension, the I will entertain at any means necessary, never evolved. He was still pushing boundaries for entertainment, and the empathy was quite simply just a performance. It was the darkness that was authentic. So let's get into the fallout. Nearly 1 million subscribers lost in a month. YouTube demonetized all 3 of his channels. Target pulled his book from their shelves. And Morphe removed the conspiracy palette collaboration. Then Tati Westbrook drops her bombshell video. And in this video, she would accuse Shane and Jeffree of feeding her poisonous lies about James Charles that eventually led to the Bye Sister video. The narrative shifted from edgy comedian that changed to calculated industry manipulator. The loyalty loop broke because the audience recognized the pattern, and people who defended him for years felt absolutely conned. So after this, most creators would have absolutely disappeared. I would have. But Shane didn't. He pivoted again. But this time into survival mode. Shane now makes low-risk content for his die-hard fans. Podcasts, niche series, no high-stakes documentaries anymore. He's basically monetizing his loyalty over value segment of his audience. And these are people who will consume absolutely anything he makes because abandoning him would mean that they were wrong to defend him. And this is a direct-to-fan survival model. When platforms revoke monetization, you need a core willing to support you directly. And Shane has that. What can we learn from Shane's rise and fall? The first thing we can learn is that documented tension creates loyalty, but that documented tension has to evolve. If you keep pushing the same boundary, the audience is going to catch on and eventually revolt. Number 2, redemption narratives are powerful but fragile. If you've built your brand on I've changed, make sure that change is real, because one piece of contradictory evidence can destroy the entire story. Number 3, collateral absorption is real. Merging your brand with someone else's means that you do inherit their liabilities because your reputation is no longer independent. Number 4 is that the audience will eventually recognize patterns. For Shane, it was extraction, exploitation, and absolution. And once they see it, they cannot unsee it, bestie. Number 5 is post-audience segmentation determines survival. So if you do happen to lose everything, you have to understand who you're left with and what viable business model that audience offers you. If you want to understand how audience mechanics, attention, all that stuff works, not just theory, but like real case studies, then this channel is for you. I'm Sky. I'm building my personal brand in public, and I would love for you to come on the journey with me.
Do you have fans who want to fuck you? Like, but young?
I'm not sure.
Like a lot of these young girls, like 12, she's like, oh, shove in my mouth, like all this stuff.
Okay.
And I see the tweets, and then I meet them in person, and they'll like grab my butt, and I'll hear them like, I touched his ass. Oh, I want him to whatever. But then I think about it. And I'm like, okay, should I call them on their bluff?